One of the most complex questions that I get asked is, what is the salary needed to buy a house in Charlotte, North Carolina? While this is a very complex question, my goal with this video is to make it simple and show you exactly what your buying power is with your individual financial situation. And no, you don't have to give me any of your information to find this out yourself. Hey friends, Noah Jenkins here with Noah Jenkins Group and Keller Williams Realty, and I help people just like you move to the Charlotte, North Carolina area from all over the country. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 9 months, call, text, or email me. I love where I live and want you to love where you live, so stick around. And don't forget to smash that subscribe, like, and bell notification to see all of my upcoming videos on all things Charlotte, North Carolina. So let's jump into how much money do you need to make to buy a home in Charlotte, North Carolina. So the very first thing that we're talking about today is what are the factors that determine and affect your affordability. So these are going to be things like interest rate, your debt payments, your current debt payments, how much your income is monthly, your debt to income ratio, credit scores, and a ton more. But the things that I mentioned are specifically what a lender is looking for when determining your buying power. So of course, if interest rates are higher, you're not going to be able to afford as much, because if your income stays the same, interest rates go up, then your mortgage payment is going to go up as well, so your affordability has to come down a little bit. Same thing on the opposite side. We're also looking at things like your current debt and your income and your debt to income ratio. So we're taking your monthly income, doesn't matter if you're paid hourly or salary or how often you're paid. We're taking an average of your month or your annual income and dividing that by 12. So let's just say for easy math, you make $120,000 a year. Averaging that out on a monthly basis comes to about $10,000 per month. Now let's say you also have a car payment that's around, let's say $500 a month. So to find your debt to income ratio, we're taking your debt payment, which is $500, and dividing that by what your monthly income is. So in this particular scenario, if you have a $500 car payment and you make $10,000 a month, your debt to income ratio right now is about 0.05 or 5% of your total monthly income. Keep in mind that debts include anything from student loans to credit card repayments, anything that you've bought and used a firm to pay with, anything like that, anything that's going to show up on your credit report. Which leads me into my next thing, which is credit scores. So we could go into a completely separate video for what are the 3 credit bureaus looking when determining your credit score. But the overall thing here is just having good credit. Now this could mean, you could have as low as a 580 credit score, or you could have as high as an 800 or 900 credit score. Your individual credit score is going to determine what your interest rate is and what type of loan product that you can go into. So now that we talked about all of that, I'm gonna actually jump on the computer now and show you guys an affordability calculation that shows what your buying power is and how to easily calculate that. Okay, so once you have a tab open, it doesn't matter whether you're using Chrome, Safari, or whatever, go to Google and type in mortgage payment calculator. This is gonna bring up something that is calculated by Google. If you click on any of these like Bankrate or Zillow, it's gonna say it's a free calculator, but you're gonna have to input your information in there, and then they're going to bombard you with emails, calls, and texts probably every single hour. So the easiest way that I've figured out is to go to your purchase budget. And of course, this is going to be very rough. It's not going to be exact, but you can type in your yearly household income. Reminder here, this is yearly. So we're going to go based on our previous example at $120,000. Your monthly debt is around $500, and then determining what or how much you want your down payment to be. There are programs that go, as little as 0% down, but something more typical is going to be anywhere from 3 to 5%. Keep in mind that when you input what you're going to put here for your down payment, you're also going to have closing costs associated with purchasing a home. So you need to save anywhere from 2 to 5% just for your closing costs. So let's say this example, I have $20,000 to put down. And then it's going to ask me what my credit score is. This, of course, is just an estimate, which is going to update this interest rate. But again, this is not going to be exact because different lenders and different financial institutions have different interest rates for different credit scores, if that makes sense. So this is saying around a 6.329. Our purchase budget is about $395,200. And then your mortgage, of course, here is just going to be your purchase budget minus your down payment because we're putting down 20 grand. So now I can take this purchase budget, jump over here to the monthly payment. I'm gonna paste in our loan amount. I'm gonna drop that down to $375. Our interest rate, we'll copy that over. So this is our monthly payment, $2,329. Typically, what is included here in this monthly payment that you're seeing though is only your principal and your interest. So this is not going to include your taxes, your insurance, or any HOA payment. So we can see on this button right here, we can toggle this on to include taxes and fees. You can find out what in your area that you're looking for, what an estimated property tax yearly is, and then how much typically homeowners insurance is. And then if you have PMI or a HOA. And then it's going to show you at your very top an estimated total monthly payment. So at a $395,000 house, okay, and you guys see, so when I toggled on that include taxes and fees, it completely messed up my numbers. So I'm going to go back in here and update our numbers again. Okay, so that was pretty cool. So I put down less than 20% in this example, so it's automatically adding private mortgage insurance, which is required if you put down anything less than 20% typically. I think that's a little bit high for this example, but we're just going to keep it where it is. So this is taking everything into account here. Let's just add an additional $50 homeowners association fee here. So an estimate that I'm looking at is around $3,150. So we found out what our purchase budget was, we jumped over to the monthly payment, and now we have a roundabout idea for what our monthly payment could be. Now what you can do here is take a look at your individual financial budget, plug in your monthly payment, and see if you can live comfortably there. Now, of course, as a lender, as we're reviewing your situation, we're looking at, can this person who is asking to borrow this money, can they repay it back every single month? As a lender in this situation, if we're looking at all of your bank statements and everything else, we're saying, yes, this person can pay it back every single month. But personally, and with your spending habits, can you afford to pay this monthly payment? Because again, we're going off of your gross income and not your net income. So any taxes and anything like that, we're taking all of that into account when we're telling you what your purchase budget is. So you need to really sit down with your spouse or with any other decision makers and pull out a budget and say, can we afford this and still live comfortably and within our means? If that answer is yes, go ahead. If it's no, we can drop down your purchase budget. So if you only want to spend, let's say $250,000 on a house, well, now your monthly payment is around $1,961, which is a lot better than that $3,150 that we saw before. So now that we've talked about all things affordability and your purchasing power, we're going to kind of jump in and look at, in Charlotte, North Carolina, the median home price is around $380,000. So we're going to be looking at 3 different price points and looking at the three different homes that I've kind of picked out beforehand and looking at what that can buy you. So the very first one that we're looking at here is listed for $359,900. It looks to be a one-story house, a little under 1,400 square feet, built in 2020, so fairly new. So kind of jumping in, it looks like they have LVP flooring throughout. In the bathrooms, they may have tile, and then in the bedrooms, they have carpet. Kitchen's fairly updated, so they have granite countertops, you have your stainless steel appliances, and then you have white cabinets. You get the pantry, you get the backyard. Yeah, I mean, overall, this would be a good option. Now, of course, pictures can be deceiving, so I would recommend always going and look at it in person. But yeah, overall, I mean, this house looks like a fairly good option for about $360,000. Next up, we're kind of jumping up a little bit in price. So this one is listed for $375,000. It's a two-story house, a little under 1,500 square feet, and built in 2023. So it has a two-car garage, not much of a front porch, but that's not very typical these days. Fairly updated kitchen. So you have, I mean, it's a 2023, so of course it's going to be, but you have the granite countertops, you have your stainless steel appliances, your LVP flooring. It looks like you had a small pantry over there on the left, carpets in the bedroom, fairly decent bathroom. Yeah, again, that one was $375,000, about 1,500 square feet. And of course, in Charlotte, depending on what neighborhood you're in, this house in a different neighborhood could be upwards of $450,000, $500,000. It really just depends on what neighborhood you're in. So then jumping up, we're looking at another house that's listed at $400,000. A little bit more square footage, so just over 1,700 square feet. Was built in 2021. Two-car garage. You have the stonework on the front. You have a nice deck on the back. You have the solar panels, which I saw there. So LVP flooring, tile, you have carpet. Kitchen, very updated, which again, it's a 2021, so you're gonna have that. So you have the all white kitchen, the stainless steel appliances. Great backsplash. You have a pretty good size pantry, great size living room. Yeah, I mean, overall, I think anything really above the 250, 250, 275, you're gonna get a pretty decent house. Now, of course, like I said, depending on your neighborhood, it's gonna depend on what the actual price of that home is, because it can fluctuate. But yeah, I mean, I think these are great options. And as you can see, these are active on the market. That one was 9 days, this one was 7 days, and that one's 24 days. So houses are still going fairly quickly, but you have a little bit more room to kind of think about what you want. Now, something to keep in mind here is if you want a more personalized assessment, feel free to call, text, or email me, because in addition to being a real estate agent, I'm also a mortgage loan officer in all 50 states inside of the United States, and I'm happy to help you out on that side or put you in contact with a local lender in your area or in our area. Something that we can do is we can pull your credit. We can do a soft pull so it doesn't really affect you too much up front. We can go in and see all of your debts, look at your income, give you a pre-approval for your purchase budget and what your maximum is and what you are comfortably willing to spend. So what we do is we take everything that I've showed you in this video, we do it for you instead of you having to do it. So if you found this video helpful, check out my other videos about moving to and living in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. If you're considering selling or making a move to Charlotte or any of the surrounding cities, I would love to talk to you. Call, text, or email me today to buy or sell strategically, and don't forget to smash that subscribe, like, and bell notification. Bye for now.